They've revolutionised the way we see our world and created a new breed of filmmakers who are as crazy as they are daring. GoPro cameras are tiny, small enough to be attached to a bird, strapped to a base jumper's helmet, or swallowed by a shark. The video they produce is quite simply extraordinary. You feel like you're right there in the middle of the action. As you'll see, it's one wild ride, but a ride you can safely enjoy from the comfort of your own sofa.
You guys ready?
Ever wondered what it would be like to jump off a cliff and fly? Maybe even bring along some mates. Or to catch that once-in-a-lifetime wave. To go into battle against the Taliban. Or to go along for the ride with a pod of dolphins. It's all possible now, thanks to a tiny new video camera which takes you places you've never been. And some you'd never want to.
These cameras, mate, they've changed the world. I mean, they've changed the way we film it, they've changed the way we see it, and they've definitely changed the way we capture everything.
They're called GoPros because they let us amateurs become professionals. And they've transformed the way professionals, like sports cameraman Brooks Sylvester, capture everything from skydiving to surfing.
You try to explain that to your mum and dad your whole life of why you surf, and now you can actually show them the footage and then everyone can go, right, okay.
We understand.
We understand, yeah.
Today, Brooks teaming up with longboard champion Harley Ingleby on the New South Wales North Coast, using these impossibly small cameras to capture the big waves.
You know, looking out of the barrel, it's the best feeling in the world.
We can share some of your adrenaline.
Yeah, that's it. It's pretty good.
It's not until you get out here and you really get a feel for the impact these go-anywhere cameras are having by taking you off the beach, giving you an armchair ride into the middle of the action. They're changing the way we view these sports forever.
Everything is up close and personal. And who can resist an epic fail?
Watch out.
These cameras were born in the Australian surf. One of those oh-so-simple ideas you wish you'd had. And one that's made Californian Nick Woodman a multi-millionaire.
The big challenge was how do we capture ourselves surfing while we're surfing?
10 years ago, Nick was on a surfing holiday in Australia when inspiration struck.
We were camped out in the middle of nowhere on the south and west coast of Australia, and I'm there tinkering with my wrist strap and developing what was the first GoPro camera.
Well, the Australian surf then can claim some inspirational copyright.
Oh, absolutely.
Nick Woodman went home to America and started the world's first wearable camera company from his dad's garage.
I feel so close to you right now.
And so began the revolution that started in sport, but hasn't stopped since.
My mom gave me her sewing machine and loaned me a little bit of money. And then as the business started to grow, my dad loaned me money to buy more inventory to kind of get it going. And then from there, we've just scaled the business.
That's probably the most successful surf trip in the history of the world.
It's definitely my most successful surf trip.
From small beginnings, these new miniature cameras have come to document big things. For the first time, taking us into the actual battle in Afghanistan, in which our most recent Victoria Cross winner earned his medal. And on 60 Minutes, we've used them to shoot everything from cranky crocs to super hornets. We've hidden them in hotel room stings.
David Nelson. Yep. Liam Bartlett.
And mounted them in drones when we weren't allowed to film in asylum seeker detention camps.
What do you think?
And as for Nick Woodman himself, well, nothing is off limits.
Hi, little boy.
You put a GoPro on your head to film the birth of your first baby.
Yeah.
Didn't your wife say, hang on a minute, Nick, put away the camera?
At first, she was a little hesitant, but then when I reminded her we're going to be able to come back and watch this over the years, crack a bottle of wine and enjoy the birth of our children, she allowed it.
Today, Nick Woodman's got plenty to celebrate. GoPro is a $250 million a year business, with sales increasing 300% every year.
So is this just another boy toy for you? I mean,
And Nick is free to plough bucket loads of money into, well, he calls it research and development.
This is legitimate corporate spending. This is R&D. And then it was at the track that I realized, wow, I can mount this camera anywhere and capture anything that I'm passionate about.
And not just one camera, 15 today.
this is where you get to unleash the inner 12-year-old.
Oh yeah. This is the best part of being GoPro CEO.
And it's one happy boss who doesn't need to spend a cent on advertising.
A big part of GoPro's success is that our customers are creating so much cool content with their GoPros, and then they're sharing it online on Facebook and on YouTube.
Your company essentially gets free marketing on YouTube, doesn't it?
Every couple of minutes at least, there's a GoPro video being uploaded to YouTube or Facebook.
Somewhere in the world.
Somewhere in the world.
Accidents, wipeouts. YouTube loves GoPro. It's a marriage made in heaven, and sponsors love it.
If they do something that's outrageous and they filmed it, then the world gets to see it. They're a lot more inviting to a sponsor than someone who's not.
Enter the GoPro Bomb Squad. 3 unassuming blokes who owe their career, as it is, to these mini cameras. Today, they're speed riding. It's part skiing, part parachuting, part madness. A sport which is only 7 years old, but has already killed 29 people. But Neil Amundsen wouldn't be anywhere else.
Yeah, I'm here with Liam on top of a mountain in Alaska. There's bears, there's avalanches, there's helicopters, there's all kinds of things that can go wrong, but we're pretty excited about it.
What's the degree of difficulty here, Neil?
If you do it right, very low.
Yeah, right.
If you do it wrong, very high.
We've just landed on a snow and ice-covered ridge.
So yeah, in terms of the perch we're on with the helicopter's tail hanging off the cliff,
Yeah.
I mean, we could go without that, but we can work with it.
It's not good.
Yeah.
It's just another day at the office for Neil. He's an ex-Special Forces combat veteran who got bored back in civilian life.
You gotta go first, because I gotta film you right behind Jesse, yeah.
And teamed up with his pals, Marshall Miller and Jesse Hall, to do just about anything that involves making your hair stand on end. Pretty soon, they discovered that if they filmed it, they could make a living out of it.
I used to call it the ego cam because it's like about showing off what you do and how you do it, and if there's one way to sell a product, it's to show off yourself, and I think it's working pretty good.
It's the ultimate ego camera for maniacs like you guys.
Yeah.
The challenge today is to make sure their parachutes fill with air quickly. Otherwise,
There's a 5,000-foot cliff that goes off of this side on a spine.
And you're going over it.
We're gonna go over that. Yeah,
You guys are mad.
this will be a lot of fun. A lot of fun.
and with that, they're off, with all of us on board.
It's like you're looking through your own eyes whenever you're watching the footage through. People, they start to sweat, they get goosebumps, they get nervous, they feel all the emotions we do.
But as the risks increase for these guys, so do the potential consequences for the man who invented the cameras they're wearing.
They're more or less full-time GoPro athletes traveling the world and getting radical.
But do you ever worry about waking up one morning and finding that they've, injured themselves or worse?
Yeah, definitely. But they're trained athletes. This is what they do professionally now, and they're not doing what they do just to be crazy. This is what they're passionate about. We're just there to help support them live as big a life as they want to live, and
Yeah, they're on the edge.
They're on the edge.
More than ever, amazing footage and incredible image can make a career. Longboard champ Harley Ingleby discovered this when he became a surfing pin-up boy thanks to GoPro.
The very first time I ever used it and the very first wave I ever got, and that ended up on a billboard in Times Square for an entire summer.
So the very first time you strapped it on, you were famous.
Yep, from Coffs Harbour to Times Square.
For most of us, these little cameras are simply about filming what we love doing. Like training for the Avon descent just outside Perth.
What do you think? About right?
Strapping a few on my mate's surf ski
So that covers the back of the...
and a couple of helmet cams for good measure, we thought we'd road test the theory that with the help of these things, anyone can go professional. Okay, maybe not.
Has GoPro ever filmed a death?
We've seen some close calls. There was the fellow in South Africa that was mountain biking and got hit by what looked like a wildebeest or an antelope or something like that. We saw a fellow fall off the back of a mountain, and he climbed up to a very high peak, and as he was clicking into his skis, he slid off the back of the mountain. I mean, it was incredible that he lived. It also taught you what not to do when you're standing up on top of the mountain, but no, thankfully we've never seen anybody die.
At least, not yet. When Nick Woodman offers to take you for a spin in the company car, he means it.
If they're not a blur as you go past. Are you allowed to do this in California, are you?
We don't talk about that.
Yeah.
This is one CEO who's leaving the competition for dead. And he reckons the established camera companies, the Nikons and the Canons and the Sonys, had better watch out.
I mean, a GoPro is $300 US, and you can shoot a 60 minutes episode with it. How does a camera company that's built its business selling cameras that cost thousands of dollars change its model to compete with that?
This is kind of like a bit of a museum in here these days.
These have become relics, haven't they?
Yeah, that's right, they have.
For many professional cameramen, like Brooke Sylvester, the GoPro revolution has been bittersweet. He's now left with a cupboard full of obsolete equipment, much of it his own invention.
You know, it's just like, put it back in there and
Put it away, lock it up.
See you later. No more. It's no more. The only problem is it's about 50 grand's worth of my hard work and everything gone into all this equipment over the last decade or longer.
So the inventors of this have buggered up your superannuation, really, haven't they?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, jump on and join them. You won't beat that army. That's the future right there.
Like Brooke, it seems we're all catching the GoPro wave. And however hairy it gets, there's no turning back.
So there's no limit to it?
There's no limit to it. Everyone is going to be walking around with something like this and they'll have a day-by-day recollection of their real life.
Big Brother meets the Truman Show.
Crazy. There's no limit. There's no limit.